March 28 is an important day that we need to watch very closely as President Biden will be unveiling a key piece of legislation because we are not really quite sure what is going to entail quite yet. Now, this is going to be the 2023 federal budget. Now, generally, this would have been introduced way before the State of the Union address. But for whatever reason, this year, it was delayed by about a month and a half that President Biden will be coming out, introducing this piece of legislation, letting us know what he's thinking for the 2023 federal budget. We are talking about the 2023 fiscal year, which actually begins on October 1st, but for some unknown reason, it's been delayed for all this time now. But this is going to give a glimpse into what President Biden foresees going forward, starting October 1st and through September 30 of 2023. Now, this is going to be a key piece of legislation because it's likely going to be encompassed probably about $1.5 trillion, maybe even about $2 trillion worth of spending. He's going to have all kinds of different pieces of legislation, different pieces of provisions within the bill, and actually here the official unveiling of this actual spending bill for the federal government. There's also going to be a lot of maybe questions up in the air right now because he needs to really thread to the needle on this thing. As he continues to come forward and unveil this plan, he's got to appeal to the American people as he continues to move forward with this thing because here's the deal. It realistically not that many months out from now. Also at the same time, the new federal budget as in the fiscal year, October 1st, will be starting before the midterm elections go into place. So he's got to do something that's really appealing to all of us, the American people. He's got to present something that is also appealing to Congress. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, Congress is going to be the one who has to pass this thing, right? So, they got to figure out what they need to do to make sure that the president is presenting something that is appealing to us, the American people, as well as appealing to Congress that they can actually get it passed for him through the chambers, through the House of Representatives, and through the Senate. So, it's going to be very interesting to see what he has in here. Because Democrats have full control, they want to maintain full control of everything going forward in the midterm elections. So the point is, with the president unveiling this plan, he's really got to thread the needle on things because if he presents something that's good, it's appetizing, it's appealing to us, the people, we might be more inclined to. This may be a little bit of an interesting presentation from the president as he unveils because he might want to do something to appeal to us, the American people. More goodies, packages, proposals, and provisions, whatever may be encompassed in this bill. It's got to be kind of good for us too because if he unveils something that we look at and think it's garbage, we don't care, there's nothing in there for us, then we might be feeling like unveil the multi-trillion dollars worth of bills here, or one massive bill worth a couple of $1 trillion. He's got to take this into consideration. The president knows this just as much as Congress knows this. They are working a very fine line here because they have the midterm elections coming up. It takes a long time to actually reinforce kind of the ideas and the concepts of whatever they want to present and persuade the people into voting one way or the other. So it's not like they can come out one day unless they have something really. $1,200 stimulus checks forever for everybody if you vote for us, unless there's something really good in there that would really make us shift our mindset immediately. So March 28 is the key day that President will be out, coming up and actually introducing his case piece of legislation, the federal budget for 2023. But ultimately, this is nowhere near what's going to be encompassed in this bill. So, number one, it looks like he does want to increase taxes on the wealthy and large corporations. We've seen this before in the Build Back Better agenda. The president wants to increase taxes on high-income earners or large corporations. That doesn't come as like a huge shock. Now, you have a bunch of lawmakers coming out saying we must restart the child tax credit payments. And on the other hand, it kind of just disappeared. And then you get a new proposal like the one out of midterm May, maybe 2 months ago, maybe a month and a half ago. Now, midterm May was out with a new proposal with the 250 per month and the 350 per month per child. Otherwise, reinstalling the other advance payment that we are going out in the second half of 2022, possibly even an advanced version of that as well, kind of like the child tax credit payments. But again, many things that Congress continues to do. A key day that we need to watch very closely going forward, March 28, will be another very big one and just see what is the president thinking. He's playing a really intense game of whatever kind of cards and got to play his most important cards. If he doesn't play, it may be kind of a bad situation for the administration as far as Congress as a whole going forward into the midterm elections. They have been coming up with some pretty interesting proposals, ideas, different things here over the last several weeks. Some encouraging stuff floating around out there right now, but realistically, hopefully, we can get something out of Congress relatively soon in the form of relief for the low income, the fixed income. But the simple fact that Congress is playing around with some of these ideas, they are talking about different things, I could say it's very encouraging. It's really unfortunate that the livelihoods of people, the low income, the fixed income struggling Americans right now, it's really sad that the livelihoods of all of us are essentially being dictated by about 536 people. That's basically what is come down to the House of Representatives, the Senate and the President, right? It's basically all coming down to less than 600 people. It's all of our livelihoods are being 100% dictated by less than 600 people.